Anytime we're rolling as a team to the racetrack, let's make sure we stay tight together, okay? So stay with that car in front of you. Once we're actually on the racetrack, we're going to spread out to about 6 car lengths apart. So this first session, we're going to just learn how to use paddle shifters and where we should be shifting, okay? And then we're going to get familiarized with the course as well, getting a kind of an idea of what that course looks like. It's a little familiarization. Again, stay with the car in front of you. Do not stop at the stop signs. The instructor that's leading you rolls through. Just roll through with them. Alright folks, anytime we're approaching the racetrack, we're going to remind you to clear your head and direct your focus. It does require 100% of your focus for 100% of the time that you're on the racetrack. Alright folks, we're going to cruise over to our track entry. We're not on the actual racetrack just yet. We have a short taxi to get to our configuration of the track. Just keep cruising with me here. Alright folks, so up here we have 2 green cones. That is our staging area prior to entering our racetrack. So we're going to come to a stop here at this green cone gate. We're going to wait for the other group to get a little closer to us before we proceed on. Now, as a reminder, okay, the upshift paddle is on the right side of the steering wheel, and the downshift paddle is on the left side of the steering wheel. I will tell you where to upshift and downshift, but I will be referencing that shift position to where my lead Camaro is at, okay? So if I'm saying upshift to 4th, then you want to upshift to 4th gear about where my Camaro is at when I was making that call. Now, at the speeds that we're going this first session, we won't be using a lot of RPM, but we want to learn the proper shift points just so that we are able to kind of get in a rhythm of doing that properly. Now, if we come into a corner and you can't remember whether or not you need a downshift, just realize that downshifts are totally optional. However, upshifts while you're accelerating down straightaway, pretty simple to do, are mandatory. So you do need to do those upshifts when we're calling for them. Okay? So let's go ahead and enter the course. So we're going to make our way up into 3rd gear. Okay, and as we enter, we're going to stay to the left side, right on the left of the dotted line. Okay, this is our merge line. This is kind of our on-ramp, so to speak, to the racetrack. So let's spread out to 6 car lengths between the cars, and we should be up to 4th gear. So we should be in 4th gear through turn. This is going to be actually turn 3, okay? So we're going to work our way all the way inside. You notice anywhere there's an orange or green cone, which we'll talk about a little bit later, we need to clip the inside edge of the track at that point. And again, just everyone double check you're up to 4th gear. That's the gear that you want to be in through these respective corners ahead of us here. We're going down out of the chicane into the roller coaster. So right where my Camaro is, that's what we reference as the roller coaster. We want to be in 4th gear through here. Then when you brake lightly, you're going to downshift to 3rd gear where my Camaro is at. Let it come up to the middle of the bowl. We call this corner the bowl for obvious reasons. And then we're coming up to the launch pad. So the key with the launch pad is that we're up to 4th gear before we go over the hill, and that we're straight before we go over the hill, okay? We don't want to be going up over that launch pad kind of cockeyed, so just be aware of that. Bringing it up here to the left. We're coming into now 5A. Okay, so we should be in 4th gear through 5A. Up on the curb here. And then right where my Camaro is at right now, we go down to 3rd gear. And then we accelerate out to the left and head up to 4th gear. Cruising down the hill here. Looking up to the left. Bringing it into turn 6. We're going to go down to 3rd gear where my Camaro is at. Downshift to 3rd. Back into the apex here. Then we accelerate up to 4th gear down this little short straightaway. So up to 4th gear. Now light on the brakes, downshift to 3rd gear with that left hand. We're going into turn 1A and 1B. So these two right-handers almost need to become one sweeping right. That second apex. And then we cruise through this little dog leg onto the front straight. And we head up to 4th gear, about where my Camaro is at. Now we're going to do a rotation. So Tom P, stay to the right and slow down. So you got to go to the right side and slow down and wait for the other two cars to go by. Tom S, come on up behind me. And then you're waiting for the red 19, Tom P. And then back in line, sir. When we're at speed, we go up to 5th gear on that straightaway we're on. And then we go down to 4th gear into the Camaro into the corner that I'm in. All right, Tom S, looking ahead. Just follow what I'm doing. Keep it that simple. Just do as my car is doing when you guys are behind me, and it'll make more sense when we cover the information a little later today. Just kind of learning the shift points and getting familiarized with the track. We're not going to be going super fast this first session. All right, down to 3rd gear, looking left, up to the middle, and then down to the cone here. Okay, so we should be in 3rd gear, and then we want to come up here, go up to 4th gear, try to get it straight down that right side before you go up over that hill. Coming up the hill here to the left for 5A. Got our turn-in cone there on the left, and then we steer in from that cone to the apexes on the right. Okay, then you downshift to 3rd gear where my Camaro's at with that left hand. Then we accelerate out over here to the left, and we're going to upshift to 4th gear before the kink as we come down the hill. Looking up to the left. Just got to watch your right side there, Tom S. Tom S, you were pretty kind of close to that gravel on your right side. Down to 3rd gear. Looking right, and then accelerating over to the left, and we upshift to 4th gear, about where my Camaro is at. And then we slow down, downshift to 3rd gear, looking right. This is the apex of 1A. We're going to make a nice arc to the apex of 1B. And we accelerate on out through this dog leg up to 4th gear, about where my Camaro is at when it's straight. Now, Tom S, we're doing a rotation again, so stay to the right and slow your speed a little bit. Bob, come on up. And Tom S, you're waiting for the blue 22, okay? So waiting on that blue 22 before you get back in line. Perfect. We go up to 5th gear on that straightaway, folks, and we're going faster, like I mentioned, it's down to 4th, coming into turn 3 where I'm at. We'll unwind out, accelerating a bit, looking for a straight shot up ahead of us. Nice and smooth through here. Looking around to the right, Bob. Coming out of the chicane down into the roller coaster. We're going to touch each of these apex curves just to get as straight a path as possible. Lightly on the brakes, downshift to 3rd. Let it come up to the middle. And then back down to the apex here, looking out the driver's side window is going to help you get this corner, folks. And then we accelerate up to 4th gear. Looking up to the right. Okay, should be in 4th gear, Bob. then down to third gear. Bringing it back over here to the left, going down to third gear. Okay, accelerating up to fourth gear. And then we brake and we downshift to the left hand to third gear. And we're going to accelerate through here. Okay, again, where my Camaro is at right now, this is where you're going to upshift to fourth gear. And we're going to do another rotation. So go to the right for me there, Bob. Slow down. Go ahead and get on your brakes. Let the other two cars go by. Other two cars accelerate up to fifth gear. And then we slow down and downshift to fourth, coming into turn 3 here. Looking right. Into the apex. And we'll unwind out. Accelerating. Staying in fourth gear through here, guys. Keeping it simple. So, looking around to the right. Touching each of these curves. Alright, then braking downshift to third gear with the left hand. Look left. Let it up to the middle, and then back down to this apex top. We'll accelerate. Upshift to fourth gear with the right hand. Bringing it up to the left. Just nice and light on the brakes. Look up to the right. Okay, and then out wide to the left. Downshift to third gear. Then we're going to accelerate down the hill. Upshift to fourth gear. Looking up to the left. Downshift to third gear where my Camaro is at. Remember, when I'm saying upshift or downshift, you want to shift at the point where my Camaro is when I'm telling you to do it. You know, you don't want to, if I call it over the radio and you're in the back, you're going to shift too early. So remember, when I'm saying upshift or downshift, I'm referencing where my Camaro is at, where you need to make that shift. Down to third gear. Coming back across to the right. Eyes up, looking up to the left, accelerating up to fourth gear with the right hand. Okay, and we'll do another rotation. Tom, stay to the right and slow down. Okay, slow it down, let the other cars go by. Come on up here, gentlemen, Tom S. Should be up to fifth gear briefly, and then back down to fourth where my Camaro's at. Looking right, bring it all the way into the apex, the inside of the corner. And then we'll unwind and accelerate a little bit. Should be in fourth gear, gentlemen, again. We'll be in fourth gear all the way through the roller coaster down into the bowl. So no shifting through here. Looking right. Touching each of these curves. Light on the brakes. Downshift to third gear where my Camaro's at. Looking left. Accelerate up to fourth gear with the right hand. Looking up to the right. Okay, where my Camaro is at, your downshift with the left hand to third gear. Accelerate up to fourth gear. Bringing it down here to the left. Then downshift to third gear. Hold to the left, wait for the turn in, then to the apex. Unwind out. Accelerate up to fourth gear. Then slowing down, downshift to third gear with the left hand. Into the apex, looking across all the way around to the right, and then as you come around to the right, look up to the left. Up to fourth gear when you're straight, and then let's do a rotation pop. Go to the right, slow down, and then Bob and Tom P, follow me to the left. Perfect. Good job, folks. Back in line there, Tom S. Up to fifth gear briefly, and then down to fourth gear, coming into turn 3. Obviously, later we won't be rotating every lap, so we'll have that opportunity to accelerate and actually get up to fifth gear. But again, we'll be down to fourth, coming into turn 3, and then we'll be in fourth gear through this section. All right, looking around to the right, Bob, down to the apex. We'll clip each of these, eyes up all the way down the hill. Light on the brakes down to third gear, Bob. Up the middle, then back down to the apex, looking left. Accelerate up to fourth gear. Down to third gear. Accelerate up to fourth gear. All right, hold to the left, looking across. Great. All right, good job, guys. Now we're going to show you the protocol for exiting the racetrack, okay? So we're going to get our right turn signal on, and we're going to basically get over to the right side of the track off our normal driving line with the right turn signal on, and we're going to slow our speed down. We have like a little bit of a safety chicane here with barriers, so just be careful through here. Go around them. Alright guys, so hopefully you enjoyed that. You learned how to use the paddle shifters a little bit. Those are the shift points for the track we'll be driving on. Alright gentlemen, you'll be doing the braking exercise next, okay? We're going to get staged up for that, so just follow me.